In that breath, before fulfillment, Mother held within her being every single eternal, every single potential of female eternal that there would ever be. And from that energy was created a queen eternal. She was a fragile breath being, yet she held within her all the power of every other eternal ever created. And with a kiss, it was in her power to call any prime to her that she wished. And the last one, the King Prime, a powerful being, born of Father's determination and intent, potency, desire to conquer Mother, no matter what. This was a King Prime. Within him was the attribute of every other prime created in those waves of pleasure, and his to call every single eternal. All he had to do was call, and the eternal had no choice but to go to him, and after one mating, belong to him for the rest of her natural life. Well, allure and prime rogue power were cosmically placed to mate, as were the queen and the king. It should have happened that way, but it didn't. It would have taken but one moment for King Prime to turn and see his queen, fall in love, dance for her, claim her as his. But in one moment of distraction, everything went wrong. Because in that one moment, Prime Rogue Power beheld the queen and desired her for himself. He presented himself to her, and he danced for her. Such a mighty dance, such a powerful dance, such a majestic dance that he overwhelmed her into love with him. And she accepted him as her mate. And in that moment, he rushed to her, merged with her, fused his arc with her arc, forming that ring of eternity that now could never be severed, not by anything, not by anyone, anywhere. She was his mate, eternally. This could never be changed. But in the next moment, the king turned to his queen, beheld beauty unlike anything he'd ever seen, beauty that surpassed all of the eternals put together. She was the most beautiful, the most sweet, the most precious thing ever to be created ever. But she was also lost to him, because now she belonged to Prime Rogue Power. Give her back to me, he cried. She is mine. She was made for me. She is my match in every way. She is mine. But Prime Rogue Power said to him, she is mine. The king's grief knew no bounds. What was he going to do? He looked among the Eternals. He did not want any of them. Not any. He wanted his queen. His queen. But there was nothing that he could do but watch her shimmering with love in the embrace of the thief, Prime Rogue Power. And his hate grew until his being was like the ice of space. So cold. No heat to be found anywhere. And his thoughts were black and white, no color. His grief leached all the color from his life, all the heat from his being. But he was impotent in all of his power. He could do anything. He could have anyone except the one that he wanted, and he was alone. So alone. So cold. And what of allure? Well, she tried. She went to the king and presented herself to him. She utilized every ounce of her allure to entice him, tantalize him, seduce him. To no avail, he did not want her. He wanted his queen. Ajah's Kiss is a 4-volume saga chronicling the lives of an eternal pair on Earth to love each other better and more intensely than ever before. Queen Breath has come as Ajah Ari Burton, a bookstore owner who has no idea that she is an eternal. And Prime Rogue Power has come as His Majesty Sebastian Benjamin Lee, the king of an island country called Ignilla. Sebastian knows exactly what he is, and the moment he sets eyes on Ajah, he knows exactly what she is to him. But Frost has come into life with him, with only 2 purposes: to reclaim his queen and to kill Prime Rogue Power. I invite you now to linger in the home of the Eternals. If you would like to know more about the origins of the Eternals, there's a lot more for you to know. Just go to Discover the Eternals. If your preference is to know more about the Eternals on a more personal and individual basis, then go to Meet the Eternals. There you will find pages of information where you will get to know them quite intimately. But if your choice is Ajah's Kiss, the book, then go there. There you will find on display for you Volume 1, Ajah's Kiss, The Chase, and Volume 2, Ajah's Kiss, The Catch. There is an excerpt from each one. Go to it, read it, get to know Sebastian, get to understand Ajah. I make you an eternal promise now. You will never forget Ajah. You will never forget Sebastian, and you definitely will never forget the way they love. Well, I have to go now. It's time to say goodbye, but not before I thank you for coming and for listening, and definitely not before I invite you back.